Wealth of Some Nations, Appendix, Physical Quality of Life in Capitalist and Socialist Countries. Using World Bank data, especially the 1983 World Development Report, Seresto and Waitzkin compared the physical quality of life, PQL, measures of capitalist and socialist countries at similar levels of economic development in the early 1980s. The level of economic development was measured according to gross national product, GNP per capita, of the sampled capitalist and socialist countries, respectively. The designators socialist or capitalist were applied according to whether the World Bank had classified them as market economies or as centrally planned economies, respectively. The capitalist countries surveyed comprised approximately 62% of the world's population at the time, the socialist countries approximately 32%, and the then post-revolutionary countries about 3%. Examining infant mortality rates, life expectancy, and literacy rates, the authors computed composite measures of PQL so as to compare the respective performances of capitalist and socialist countries. The authors summarized their findings as follows. Beginning of long quote. The data revealed major associations of PQL with both level of economic development and political economic system. All the measures showed marked improvements as the level of economic development increased. However, at the same level of economic development, the socialist countries showed more favorable outcomes than the capitalist countries in nearly all the PQL variables. The more favorable performance of the socialist countries was evident in 22 of 24 comparisons. Differences between capitalist and socialist countries in PQL were greatest at lower levels of economic development. The discrepancies between capitalist and socialist systems tended to narrow at the higher levels of development, although differences in PQL persisted even at those levels. End of long quote. In reality, by the early 1960s at the latest, the socialist countries of the Eastern Bloc had embarked upon a process whereby their economies would become increasingly based upon state monopoly capitalism, under the command of corrupt and unaccountable, quote, communist, party elites. By the early 1980s, all of the socialist countries, including China, had economies where production was, quote, planned, according to market profitability criteria applied at the level of the industrial sector or individual firm. The covert restoration of capitalism in the socialist countries was massively undermining the social and economic basis of socialism. Nonetheless, in all cases, there continued to be high levels of state involvement in the economy and provision of generous welfare entitlements to the population. The continued application of socialist redistributive norms throughout the, quote, socialist world ensured that citizens of poor socialist countries were far better off physically than those of poor capitalist countries. The following list presents the classification of countries that was used in the study. Within each category, the ordering of countries corresponds to that of the World Bank. Capitalist countries, low income, Bhutan, Chad, Bangladesh, Nepal, Burma, Mali, Malawi, Zaire, Uganda, Burundi, Upper Volta, Rwanda, India, Somalia, Tanzania, Guinea, Haiti, Sri Lanka, Benin, Central African Republic, Sierra Leone, Madagascar, Niger, Pakistan, Sudan, Togo, Ghana, Kenya, Senegal, Mauritania, Yemen, Arab Republic, Liberia, Indonesia. Lower middle income, Lesotho, Bolivia, Honduras, Zambia, Egypt, El Salvador, Thailand, Philippines, Papua New Guinea, Morocco, Nigeria, Cameroon, Congo, Guatemala, Peru, Ecuador, Jamaica, Ivory Coast, Dominican Republic, Colombia, Tunisia, Costa Rica, Turkey, Syria, Jordan, Paraguay, South Korea, Lebanon. Upper middle income, Iran, Iraq, Algeria, Brazil, Mexico, Portugal, Argentina, Chile, South Africa, Uruguay, Venezuela, Greece, Hong Kong, Israel, Singapore, Trinidad and Tobago, Ireland, Spain, Italy, New Zealand. High income: United Kingdom, Japan, Austria, Finland, Australia, Canada, Netherlands, Belgium, France, United States, Denmark, West Germany, Norway, Sweden, Switzerland. High-income oil exporting: Libya, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, United Arab Emirates. Socialist countries: low income, China. Lower middle income: Cuba, Mongolia, North Korea, Albania. Upper middle income: Yugoslavia, Hungary, Romania, Bulgaria, Poland, USSR, Czechoslovakia, East Germany. Recent post-revolutionary countries: low income: Kampuchea, Laos, Ethiopia, Afghanistan, Vietnam, Mozambique, Yemen, Angola, Nicaragua, Zimbabwe. End of list.